Talofa Faithful, welcome back to the Niner Faithful Radio Week in Review Show. It's the captain. Y'all know who it is. The hat makes everything get much better. We got TJ in the background. I hope everybody has had a good week. And if not, this is your point to where we can get a little drinking going and we can relax, talk a little Niner football. We've got safeties up this week for a couple of people we both think that we should be looking at for as far as possible drafting. And then we also got our Mach 5 version 5. Just don't have too many more of these before the actual draft comes up. So, all right, we're going to hit this intro, and we will be right back.
They are at the 44-yard line of the Chargers. Taylor out to the left side, and Ricky Waters to the right. And a play fake. Young goes deep middle. He's got Jerry Rice. Touchdown, 40 yards. First touchdown of the game. Comes after only a minute and 24 seconds. 44 yards. Touchdown pass to Rice. He sets another record.
You're now tuned in to NFL Weekly News Wrap, brought to you by Power Brand Systems.
All right, what's up, TJ? How's it doing, my brother?
It's cracking, Brad. It's cracking. I almost got it done this time.
Almost. We're regressing here. You got them all last time.
I know, right? Fucking
how's the week been?
Well, it's come really slow. You know, when you're the part of the unemployed department, you know, every day kind of feels like Friday. Like I feel so awkward because my girl will come home and I'll be like, "Hey, babe, how was work? You know, all that," and she'll be like, "Oh, it was fine." And then she'll be like, "How was your day?" I'll be like, "All right." Like,
I took a nap.
I did.
Touched myself.
Look for a job. Watch some safeties. Take a shower. Like, I mean, guess what I'm gonna do tomorrow?
Same shit we do every day, Pinky. Plan on taking over the world. All right, let's say what's up to the few people that we got in here. We got Mr. John LaJoy. Talo for my brother. Thank you for showing up. Then we got BC. How's it, my brother? Then we got Mr. Corona. What's up, my brother? Are you having a Corona, David Corona? And then we got Carcast. What's up, my brother? And a special welcome to Carcast, as he is now officially part of the Power Brand family. So congrats to Carcast for getting in with them. And yeah, definitely cheers. What you drinking on for this one? Well, we got that going up.
Yeah, no, I kept it very simple this week. Very simple. I was literally like, what am I gonna make? What did I make? And my girl, we bought some big thing of Cokes from Costco. They were like 3 for whatever, or like whatever, right? So we bought like a shitload of sodas. So I'm like, all right, I told you that I would use the Sprites and the 7-Ups and Cokes on. And we actually had a shooter at Jameson. So I was like, you know what, babe? I cracked open the shooter, pulled the whole shooter in, filled the rest with Coke, and I was like, there you go, bro. Stuck it in the freezer and was like, my drink's made.
I'm going a little fruity again this week. Last week, in fact, I still have some of the root beer that I'll finish off at some point tonight. But for show purposes, we've got the Old Smoky Moonshine creamsicle flavor.
So like creamsicle doesn't sound bad. Like I like creamsicle. I'm like, actually a big fan of the I forget what it's called, but it's like the whipped cream flavored vodka. You get that.
And dude, that stuff is dangerous. The whipped orange.
Yeah, you put that and you put it in a orange soda, whip it together.
You don't need it though. That's the thing. Like you can and I've done it. I have actually done this. So I'm just like sipping out the bottle. Next thing I know, it's morning. I'm on the floor. I'm naked. I don't know what the hell has happened.
Damn, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I've had an interesting time or two off of that vodka.
Yeah, dude, this shit's legit. I mean, it's creamy. Got a little orange. What's that shit in the mall? The orange place, like all mall has it.
The orange place.
Fuck, Orange Julius.
Oh, Orange Julius. Yeah.
Yeah, this tastes just like an Orange Julius. But this has 35% alcohol. I'm gonna be in trouble.
Orange Julius. I haven't seen Orange Julius in forever. Big shout out to Orange Julius, sponsor the podcast.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if you had it.
I don't even know if you're even in business anymore.
For real.
Like, I don't even know
We're
the
not
last time
desperate.
I avoid the mall like the plague, man. Like the wife that was still there was talking about like she needed to go or like get a battery for her watch. I'm like, no. I started throwing a fit like I was a 3-year-old.
Yeah, my girl's the same way. She hates going to the mall. 'Cause my girl hates traffic. Like I go like my girl, you've met her. You know, my girl's very mild mannered, quiet.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of forget she's there sometimes. But like, I mean, when she, like, I tell people all the time, my girl's very sweet, all that. I said, but my girl could be a bitch, bro. You know, and I was like, and when it comes to traffic and dealing with stupid drivers and everything like that, my girl's got a severe road rage problem.
Well, she
You know,
does
like,
so I get the rage.
Hey, I tell her all the time. I don't know why she does it. Even to I always have to tell her like, "Hey, babe, calm down." Because if a dude hops out, I'm the one that's gonna have to fight him. Like,
right
down here, you know what I'm saying?
It's like I'm the one that has to go defend your honor.
Yeah, right. Like, fucking hey. But yeah. So no. I don't particularly go to the mall because it's like I'm not in high school anymore, bruh. Like,
Yeah.
What's at the mall for me? You know, I make my own sports gear now, so I don't go to the sports shops. There's nothing really at the mall for me.
Maybe a hat. And then like maybe you go there for like the food, but even the food now, besides maybe was it Sabaros? Is that the pizza place that's in the mall?
Yeah, usually it's a
other than
Sbarro.
that, everything else is the same thing, right?
I mean, yeah, and it's like, see, the mall closest to us is the rich people mall. So they got a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know how
the
to
Gucci
pronounce.
store.
Yeah, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, pretty much within from Valley Fair to Santana Row. You know, any luxury, fancy dancy, place that you could think of is pretty much within that. You know, you got the mall and essentially an outside mall right across the street from each other. So that's actually where I don't know if he still does, but Santana Row is actually where Frank Gore lived. But so it's a bunch of like I'm not a fancy eating type of dude. I like burgers, maybe a steak. You know, I don't like real fancy
a hot dog, and I'm good.
Yeah, like hot dogs, like
some fried chicken.
Like you know what I mean? If you saw what we ate on like the fanciest thing that we may eat on a week is maybe like my girl's mom will like try some like chicken and spice it up or something like that. Usually we'll have like Spam, mac and cheese, and peas and carrots.
Spam's where it's at, man.
Oh, bro, you don't even know. Oh,
give me some Spam musubi.
We'll have to try this when you come out here, bro. My girl, sometime at Safeway, if we feel like we can splurge the extra couple bucks, we'll get this maple syrup or maple bacon or something. Spam.
Yeah, it's maple,
God, bro.
No, if you want the good Spam, I'm tell you what. Have you had the bacon Spam yet?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The bacon, it's maple bacon Spam, I think.
No, well, there's a bacon and then there's maple. I haven't seen it where they're combined.
Okay. So maybe it's just because this stuff I know is maple.
So, yeah, I know that there's a new one that just came out not too long ago, the maple one, but that bacon one,
okay,
woo.
Yeah.
BC, yes, the Costco hot dogs are where it's at.
Oh, bro, you don't even know. That's why you go to. Last time, Bubby and I went, or time before last. Sorry, Bubby and I went. There was this guy, and he was like, oh, get enough. Me and my girl came out with like 2 shopping carts, and I said, right, and he goes, Costco, the home of the $300 hot dog.
Right?
You know, you go there for a $2 hot dog, you leave spending,
So-
$400.
Let me ask you this. And when you eventually come up here to Seattle, you will try one. Have you ever put cream cheese on a hot dog?
See, I don't like cream cheese.
Oh, dude, you gotta put the cream. What you do is you get jalapenos. So you wrap the hot dog in bacon, and then you chop up some jalapenos, mix that into cream cheese, and then you put grilled onions and the cream cheese on you. I'm telling you, dude. I thought it was when I first moved here. Everybody's, you want a Seattle dog? I'm like, yeah, sure. What's on it? They're like, this cream cheese. I like the what? And then they're like, just try it. We're downtown Seattle after a concert. We're drunk. Man, I tell you what, that's the best drunk food to have is a Seattle dog.
Yeah, my girl. That's all my girl, bro. She'll love doing shit like that. I'm telling you, when you come out here, bro, we come out there. We meet four of us meet somewhere or whatever. You, and my girl, are gonna have fun doing y'all foodie thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here to tell you, I'm not a. Like, okay, she's probably not listening, so I'm safe to say this, dude. I think my girl has like a religious experience over food all the time.
Sometimes that food is just good.
I'm just like, sometimes I look at her like, and she'll get so upset or anything like that. I look at her, I'm like, I don't know what you want from me, baby. I'm just not like, it's not a.
Spam is just a delight. Nationality be damned.
Well, spam is bomb. I'm just like, it's not a religious experience. Like, food's just not a religious experience for me, Bubby. And anyway.
Hey, all I can say is my wife got me because of her lasagna, so it must have been something good in that lasagna. So.
Oh, my girl will make some bomb shit. Like, I'm actually looking forward to it. Last night she made patty melts.
Ooh, patty melts are good.
Yeah, she made patty melts. So, she made 2 for hers, and she was like, "Oh, I should only make me 1." And she was like, "Well, I know what you're having for lunch or dinner tomorrow, Beb." So I'm like, "Yeah, you like cooking?"
All right.
Yeah, I think that's enough for food hour today.
This food hour brought to you by.
For real. All right, let's get in some Niners.
All right, let's get the first read going. There we go. It's the Friday ad reads. There we go.
Yeah, there you go, Jason.
Here we go. I couldn't find it. It's all at the bottom.
Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. For the Faithful, by the Faithful, off-season sale is happening now. Save 20% on all For the Faithful, by the Faithful season 1 through 3 gear now through June 30th. Go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/shop to save. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on X. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at NinerFaithfulRadio.us/tip jar. Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful, by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join.
All right. So we pull up. Oh, you get your headset off, man. Oh, I'm professional.
I know. I was totally kicking my feet up, relax. I'm used to it being longer. I think that might be the first time we've used the shortened Friday night one.
It's 7 seconds shorter.
Yeah, 7 seconds. You know what? Hey, that 7 seconds feels like a lot, bro. Let me tell you.
All right. So, of course, this week we are going to be talking about some safeties that we're looking at. Exactly. And then we're going to do another mock draft by come the end of the show tonight. All right. This way. All right. So the first one we're talking about is for transactions this week. We did sign running back Patrick Taylor to a 1-year deal. So he's going to join the backfield along with whatever random 3rd-round draft pick we get up, running back we pick in the 3rd round to join him. So we're going to have a pretty packed backfield running back room right now.
Somebody had brought up interesting interesting scenario. Elijah Mitchell's an undrafted or unrestricted free agent next year. Do we trade Elijah Mitchell? I know we're going to get into another trade that's not going to happen that everybody insists is going to happen later on. But the draft trade, I actually think if it's going to take a player to move up to where we wanted to go to take a tackle, DN, wherever the hell we're going to take, Elijah Mitchell, I think, might be the most likely.
Him or Mason, I can see that.
Jordan Mason would be restricted, but still, at the end of the day, I mean, that's kind of look, take off my Niner cap, love Elijah Mitchell, all that. But if you tell me I could flip Elijah Mitchell for a fourth, take him around higher, a fifth, and everything, even a fifth next year. Yeah, I'll take that, especially if, like you said, we're going to fuck around and take a running back in the third anyway, or I don't know, maybe Frank Gore Jr. in the sixth.
Will Shipley or Isaac Garada.
There you go. If we're going to legitly go for a running back, of course, I'd rather choose any of those two, but to replace Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah.
But Mason, what are you going to get for Mason?
You do that like you do when you draft with Trey Lance. You're drafting that on what you might get out of it. You know what I mean? It's like we don't quite know what he could be. Can he handle a full game's worth of a load and all that? We don't know. But just like when you draft anybody, you're drafting on what he could do if he could, be consistent with what he delivers. And right now, in the limited amount of time he gets to handle the ball, he does it pretty damn well.
Yeah, there's something there. Is it a backup role? Most likely, but he could play in the league. I don't know.
Yeah, he'll be in the league.
I don't know if anybody in this draft can play in the league. We literally haven't seen any of them play in the league, but I know Jordan Mason can play in the league.
Yeah. And then of course on the other side,
real quick about
go ahead.
Real quick about the Brock situation. Kind of funny. They essentially offered him the same contract that Falcons gave Charlie Warner.
Yeah.
Kind of little, they're obviously when John Lynch and Kyle both spoke at the combine, or I'm sorry, the league meetings. They both had great things to say about Charlie Warner, how he's a great blocker and everything like that. But
he was
3 years. He was 3 years, $12 million. If we could have kept, I think we could have kept Charlie Warner for essentially what we offered Brock Wright. So I'm curious to see if something happened, if they were down on him, didn't think it was sustainable or what, because it clearly wasn't a money issue if you essentially offer somebody else the same contract.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Brock had some more catches in 1 year than Warner has had in 3.
There you go. Maybe a little bit more. And then lastly, before we get all in the drama, OTAs are coming May 20th through the 21st, the 23rd, 28th through the 29th, the 34th of May. And then mandatory mini camp will be June 4th through 6th. Then we'll get our 40 days off. So camp should start around. We should be doing our training camp preview either the week of the 16th to the 23rd of July. It's so funny because when you hear June 6th, that seems, and you look at your calendar, you're like, bro, that's basically 2 months away.
Yeah, it's a hop, skip, and a jump.
So long. Like the draft.
It's because after the draft, it's just everything's going to take such a nosedive when it comes to content and everything. It's just there's going to be nothing from, a month and a half of anything. So I think that's the reason why, because it's like, the dog days of summer will be here.
Yep. And
I was going to say about Brock is that his time with the Niners was almost as short as Aaron Rodgers' playing days in the Jets.
Yeah, almost. Oh God, that was so. That's like that. That's just pure. Like, I looked at my girl and I'm like, look, I'm generally 1 ounce can spam less sodium.
This is the way.
Hmm.
May I add,
Uh,
before you serve the spam, after it's been fried, before you take it off, get a little soy sauce, a little brown sugar, and a little rice wine vinegars. Mix that up, and then put it in the sauce. Put it in the pan with the spam, and let it, marinate in that while it cooks for a couple minutes or two. Good to go.
Hey, shoot that recipe to me on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. I'm gonna have my girl. I'll shoot that to her. My girl likes getting recipes and trying them. So good looking, BC. You might got your boy laid tonight. That's what it takes.
There's also on my food channel. I have the turkey spam musubi recipe.
I actually thought you stopped doing that because I haven't been getting any notifications of that.
Well, so with the shows that we do during the week,
Yeah,
and how much time it takes to set up and make, and shoot a food video and stuff like that, it just got to be too much. Because after like the first 3 weeks of the season, I'm like, I can't keep up. And now, especially with me pretty much adding in 2 new shows come next summer or next season, because I'm going to be doing the 49er Media Captain Show with Anshul on Thursdays, and then now the reaction show Mondays, and then a good possibility of the Madden Saturdays. I don't have time to do a cooking show like that anymore, even though I would love to do that.
Don't forget we're doing the NFR Fantasy League this year too.
Yeah. So I mean, but that'll add in that adds into the Fridays. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's just like I would love to find a spot to where I could do the cooking show, especially if I could do it live or at least drop it, something like that. There's no time to, which sucks because I think that would be a really good one. It's just I would have to give up one of the other things, and I don't really want to give up.
That's the thing I'm finding so frustrating is that everybody's like, oh, well, at least like they say, hey, the best time to build a business is when you don't have a job,
Yeah.
But because I can't just chill, like I have to at least put in a couple applications. I at least got to go through my email, look at my Indeed newsfeed, and apply to those jobs daily. Like I at least have to do that to put in some effort to
yeah, that takes you what, 10 minutes? Apply, on Indeed.
Depending, some of them have some of them want you to go put actual physical applications in and everything like that. And then
those.
Don't say anything. What's up, Miss Teresa? Good to see you.
Miss Teresa, what is up, girl?
I was actually wondering where you were, David. I was like, I just noticed we haven't played your sound bit yet.
What's up, Mr. McNiner? How's it?
Yeah, so sucks. But selfishly, good, Jason. That means we totally didn't waste our time doing a tight end video on Tuesday.
Right. But yeah, so I don't know. When TJ Pitt gives me at least $200 a week during the season so I can take another day off.
I know, right?
I would love to do all that content, and I could knock all that out one day in an 8-hour day.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, so let's get in.
I fantasize the days that I could pay you $200 because imagine when I could pay myself.
Hey, like I said, it just takes me $200 and I can do the reaction show, the food show, and everything else on Mondays.
Hey,
just one day a week, I can get all that done. All right, so let's get into something a little bit more dramatized, a little bit more blah. Stephon Diggs traded to the from the Bills to the Houston Texans for a second, some other stuff, and then the Bills are still going to pay some money towards him. The Texans won this trade by 1.5 miles.
Texans are making moves like they think they could go out and win the division and be right back in the NFC Championship game.
So I put a bet just for shits and giggles on the Texans to a futures bet for the Texans to win the Super Bowl. It's $50. They win the Super Bowl, it pays out $950.
Woo!
So for shits and giggles, I went ahead and threw that bet down. Yeah, I did a futures bet, $50 pays. That was 1,800 plus 1,800 odds. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. With the shit that they're putting out there right now, they're making moves.
All right. So right now, the Bills receive the Texans 2025 round pick via Minnesota. The Texans receive Stephon Diggs, a 6th rounder this year, and a 5th rounder next year.
The Bills are paying people to get rid of them.
I don't. It doesn't say any of the financial implications. So now let's spin this, of course, the very NFR way that we do things. How does this affect the Niners? Jason, are you trading? Are you even this? Get rid of the 6th. We don't have a 5th rounder next year. Get rid of the 6th and 5th round pick. Are you trading BA for a 2nd round pick?
No. I said, hell to the no.
No, hell to the no.
Yeah.
The no.
With Stephon Diggs, you have a player who is on the back 9 of his career. He's still very good, but let's be honest, he's what? 31, I believe is what it is.
He'll be 31 during the season, I think.
Yeah. So, obviously, he's got what, 2, 3, 4 years left at the most. So you obviously have somebody on the tail end of their career. And then you have BA, who's obviously just going to be hitting, the dominant part of his career come next season. So at the very least, you get a first for him. I put these 2 trades up here as a possibility. Obviously, the Bills are going to need a new number 1 wide receiver. Would the Bills give up their 1st round draft pick? Now, it would take more than just a simple 1st round draft pick, because if we just took the 1st round for him, we're only moving up 3 spots, which
I'm not doing
not worth it. You know what I mean? But could you imagine BA with someone like Josh Allen? BA is going to get 150 catches a year easily on that team. Yeah. You could also throw somebody like the Chargers in there. The Chargers don't really have a great wide receiver. He'd probably flourish with someone like Herbert, depending on what kind of offense Harbaugh starts to think or wants to run. The difference is we're not going to get their 1st round draft pick, which is pick number 5. So that one would probably be a bunch of 2nds and 3rds, more than likely, and probably a player on their team. I'm not sure if Keenan Allen's still playing for them or not. But that's probably what it would take. But it makes sense, at least for those 2 teams, if they were to look at someone like BA.
Let me shoot this out. This literally just popped my head in. BA, next year's 1, or BA and next year's a 2nd this year, next year's 3. Khalil Mack.
No, I wouldn't do that one.
No. I'm not.
Liam has enough left in the tank to make that worthwhile. Plus, we've already got
Leonard Floyd. I was gonna say, that move would have had to been done before free agency. I think
yes, if that was done in the beginning, that made perfectly good sense.
I think the Niners would have entertained that a possibility, of that trade pre free agency. But now with free agency, no, I don't. That's literally that's the type of move that would the only way I would be interested in trading with the Chargers. Removing the 1st round pick that I expected to get out of BA, and like you and I just basically worked through this on air. That would have had to be done with the preseason, because I'd rather keep BA and roll with Leonard Floyd, honestly.
Yeah. Especially with that contract, compared to the contract that Khalil Mack would command, definitely would much rather have Floyd with his much less contract.
Yeah.
I don't think it changes anything for the most part when it comes to Stephon Diggs and that trade. I know a lot of people have talked about now, what exactly if all they can get is a 2nd out of BA or for Diggs, what is BA's actual trade value? And people were saying, I've seen a lot of people who thought it was lower than that. I'm like, how would his value be lower than Stephon Diggs? Other than the fact that he doesn't catch as many balls because he's not in a pass-heavy offense, everything he does is way superior to Diggs, except the catches. But you put him on the team that gets Ayuk the same amount of catches that it's forced to Diggs, man, you have a whole new player right there.
I think what would happen to BA if BA went out and did the Debo route and demanded a trade, I think what he's going to find out is that people aren't willing to pay what he thinks he's worth. At least what it would be worth to the Niners to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. Because if I'm a GM, look, we've seen it. We know, we've seen BA, especially this year. We seen it with BA. But it's a lot of potential. A lot of, hey, if he's given the opportunity to be a number one receiver, I have not seen him do a Debo. I have not seen him carry a team to the playoffs like Debo did, which, by the way, BA was on that team.
Yep.
BA was on that team, and Debo was the one that carried us through the playoffs. So if you're asking me on potential, I've got to play him elite receiver money when I could get somebody with just as much potential and put him on a rookie contract. A team that's high enough to give us a first-round pick that I'd be willing to think about trading BA isn't a BA away from winning the Super Bowl. So why are the Bears trading for BA? When if I was the Bears, I would just wait to the third and draft Brendan Rice. Right? Like, I mean, would you rather if you had not seen BA is not a Niner, would you rather trade for BA or do whatever you're going to do in the first round and wait to get Braylon Rice in the third? If he had not just basically saved our ass in the NFC Championship game, if we hadn't seen him hurdle motherfuckers, if we hadn't seen him.
Well, if you base it off of what he did this season versus picking up Brandon Rice in the third, I'd take BA. I would.
Okay, so you're going to give up a first, take BA, and risk drafting your franchise they have two first rounders.
Yeah,
So
that's why the Bears can get away with that.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, Bears, you want to shoot us number 9? I'd be willing to listen, because then I gotta rip up my list of tackles, because I gotta look at a whole different list of tackles, bro. if the Bears are trading us number 9.
Hey, if we're going number 9, we're talking about getting Fuanu from Washington or Fuaga from Oregon State. If we're going 9,
you know what? A little sneak preview. I really like Fuaga. I really like the one from Oregon State, bro.
Dude, Fuaga is the kind of guy who will probably fight the entire team and then say, I'm sorry, and take you guys out to lunch at the same time after whooping you.
Yeah.
Fuaga plays like the old school. Remember the headbangers or Samoan SWAT team guys, depending on which wrestling thing. That's who he reminds me of, one of those kind of guys. Like, he is an old school player. Like, he is just mean.
You know what I'm gonna immediately do if we draft him? I'm gonna immediately give him Jesse Sapolo's number, and I am gonna say, "This is your daddy. Jesse Sapolo is your daddy from now until you leave a Niner uniform. Do what he does. Say what he, you emulate this man, and watch us go win fucking 5 Super Bowls." Like
that kid, man, he just. I mean, and I don't mean he's out there grinding in the gym. I mean, he just grinds people on the field. I wouldn't be surprised if when he's playing, he's got slobber coming down his face.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of meanness that he plays with.
And when you look at him in the bigness, that's baby fat, bro. When he
Yeah,
gets
that's
in
true.
the NFL, when he gets in the NFL weight room and on an NFL diet and
We'll get him.
turns that
We'll
fat
get him
into
soon.
muscle and oh my God. Woo!
Yeah, whoever gets him is going to get just one of the meanest players in the league for the next 10 years. Like Fuanu is going to be a good, but
just his floor is a starting caliber guard or
yeah.
tackle. Just his floor. Not talking about his ceiling, which is Hall of Fame. Is his ceiling.
He's probably mid-league stepping onto the field right now at the base.
Yeah, a top 15, 16 tackle.
Without actually knowing what he can actually do. But like you said, once he gets into the weight room, he starts eating the right food. He's going to be mean.
Yeah.
But so let's get off the Stephon Diggs thing and what it means to BA, because I only brought this up because I see everybody else trying to compare what you could get, what's BA's worth now that we know that Stephon Diggs went for. It's comparing apples and oranges. You're talking about the guy on the back nine of his career versus a guy who's just now starting to ascend and hopefully establish his dominance in the league for years to come. Yeah. So it's two different levels of fandom. All right, so before we jump into the our actual first set of linebacker or safeties,
this segment is brought to you by.
My bad.
This segment is brought to you by Shop49ers.com, the official online store of the 49ers. Use our affiliate link in the description to get the latest official Niner gear, save 10%, as well as help out this show.
My trigger finger was itching.
So again, people, if you are going to be buying any sort of gear, I know you guys are out there buying your draft hats and everything, please use that link and save yourself some money, give us some money because you like us. So yeah, do that. And so speaking of Polynesians in general, the first person I am bringing up from my looking at list is going to be a Tongan, Sioboni Vaki. Now with him, it says safety, but he's also a running back. He's also a tailback. He's also a flanker. He's also a slot receiver. This guy will literally become whatever you need him to be. As you can see, he rates high on pretty much everything when it comes to his traits. 5'11", 210, so he's a nice solid build. Low center of gravity. Really good route runner. Reminds me, this is the kind of guy he reminds me of Debo a lot in the fact that he's going to catch it and he's not going to run away from you. He's probably going to run at you and try to run you over. That's the kind of guy he plays with. And that's with him just as the running back receiver kind of guy. Now imagine that just flipping it on the safety. As the safety, he brings that same mentality. He's going to run through you. So, again, I love everything that he brings to the table. One of the other reasons why, with the new kickoff rule, it's basically, just a regular play from scrimmage. I think someone with his kind of – if we don't want to put Debo out on that kickoff return, why not put somebody out there who's very Debo-like? Mm-hmm. With his running style and everything like that, I think he could excel at what's going to be going on with the new kickoffs next year. Like I said, he's going to run up right into everybody and hopefully be able to break a bunch of that stuff. Doesn't have true burner speed, but he has enough speed where he's going to get by you, and then he'll just take off. Again, even though you can see how high he scores on big play speed.
I wonder with the new kickoff rules if teams are going, if you're going to see somebody that's strictly a returner or if biggest skill is a returner, is all of a sudden you're going to start seeing them taken in the third and the second round, just because it's like, hey, if this person could get us with the new rules, it gets us an extra 2, 3, 4 touchdowns a season. If we put somebody like him back there, you're willing to spend a third round pick on that to say, hey, I'll spend a third round pick on a rookie that's going to give me 4+ touchdowns, extra this year. Yeah. Besides also what he brings on special teams or defense or offense.
One of the issues with him is that he doesn't have a lot of experience over on the offensive side of the ball, so he's still pretty new at it. He's also going to be the oldest person in the draft that could be drafted, and that's simply because his mom died from cancer like 4 years ago, and his mom's dream for him was to go on a mission. So he spent 2 years. He went and he did the mission thing for his mom. So again, he's older than everybody else, but and again, you know me, TJ. I know you like your Polynesian players as much as I do. You get that same mentality coming from him.
Yeah.
So that's my first guy, and then let's get Kenny, safety in the third round, worked out last time.
That's
it works. And then probably someone who's more than likely not going to get picked in the draft, but me being the military brat I am, I got to show some love to the academy that I almost went to. And I not tore my Achilles. I was probably on my way to going to the Air Force Academy at one point. We got Trent Taylor of the Air Force Academy. We've actually met with him. So there is that. As you can see, he is the Jim Thorpe Award winner from last year, which is the best defensive back in the nation, which just that amongst itself, coming from someone who's at a military school, they don't usually win awards like that. No. So that should tell you how good of a safety he has. He's got measurables that are rate high up in every category, really good vision. The only real weakness that I saw is that he's not while he will go up and support and run, he's not Dante Whitman. He's not going to knock somebody out cold in the middle of the field, kind of thing. But he will go down to the box and he will, support. A whole lot of light coming in the room all of a sudden. We'll go down there and support the run. He's just not going to lay the biggest hits or anything like that. But otherwise, he is going to be a very solid safety, given the chance, depending on what is going to happen with him and in his mandatory service he needs. And just wanted to say, talofa to my brother there, Kenny. Thank you for showing up, my man.
Yeah, thanks, Kenny. I was actually going to ask you about that, Jason. What is mandatory military service? Got out. So awesome. We're going to go ahead and hit our last ad read, and then we're going to go ahead and give you mine. And I ain't going to lie, mine, I'm super excited to talk about a certain player I got coming up.
This segment is brought to you by SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code NinerFaithfulRadio at SeatGiant.com to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out this show.
I'm so anxious. My trigger figure is ready. I'm just ready. Like, let's go. No,
you guys didn't hear me. What I said was that TJ has been texting me about this guy all week long.
All right. Y'all ready? Jaden Hicks. Okay, so 76 tackles, 47 solo, 2.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 2 picks, 1 touchdown, 4 pass defense, and 427 coverage snaps. Gave up some receptions, 20 receptions allowed, 31 targets, 64.5% completion percentage, but only 2 touchdowns allowed. If I pull up the draft guide right here. Strength, solid attacker, consistent pre-slap communication, adequate linear athlete in split safety roles, versatile slot player, especially against tight ends, good eyes for robber coverage roles, comfortable and capable when playing at the linebacker level. His weakness, man coverage ability is there in flashes, but inconsistent. Straight line speed is good, but not great, and can be over aggressive at times. But this is what I'm going to get. Overall PFF grade in 2023, 76.6, 788 total snaps. But right here, this is where you get into it. Missed tackles, a little bit on the high side, 14 missed tackles, 4 forced incompletions, 24 run stops, And let me see right here. Played 103 snaps in a slot, was graded 81.1. Played deep 200 snaps, 65.2 grade, and played in the box 456 snaps and got a 70.7 grade. Do y'all selves a favor. Go watch the films. The numbers and the testing aren't what sell you on this. It's the film. It's the highlights that sell you on this. I was telling Jason when we were in the green room, I was literally, when I was watching his highlights and his films, I was audible. I was, ooh, damn. There was a lot of that. I mean, the way we start on BC's channel in 15 minutes. All right, y'all. After you go watch our show, make sure you go jet over to David McNiner or BC's channel to go watch them do their thing. Appreciate y'all coming in. This man, if you put him and why did I forget his name right now? Our
Jair Brown.
Jair Brown. If you put him and Jair Brown in the same secondary, Jason, like it's not going to be fair. When you've got me really not necessarily on philosophy, just on this team for who we are right now, you've got me really thinking about coverage over rush. You know, and
you see the light more and more.
I'm seeing the light more and more and more and more. Just go watch the hit against Wisconsin, where he just, I mean, obliterates the receiver and stands over him. And not enough to get a taunting penalty, which is key.
Did you just use a Harry Potter spell?
Yeah, like shut up.
I was like, wait a minute. He didn't, he said that right, but only in the Harry Potter world.
Anyway, shut up. He stood over. I mean, my girl was watching a theory video earlier.
We just watched the whole thing from Carlin Brothers with if Cedric was the chosen one over Harry. Have you watched that one yet?
No, we haven't done that one. Go watch. Have you seen Dumbledore's Big Plan?
Yes, I've seen that.
Oh God, bro, that's actually the one I used to get Bubby into Super Carlin Brothers. I was like, dude, babe, you gotta watch this one. And she was like, holy shit. And I was like, yeah. Anyway, I mean, he's what definition of what Ronnie Lott called a woo lick. I mean, he's going to get Levi's rocking. Now, if you want the statistical, man, to me, not as hard as a hitter, not as much as an enforcer, but Tyler Mabin. Tyler Mabin can play some safety. 53 tackles, 34 solos, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 5 interceptions this year, no touchdowns, 4 pass defense, and 414 coverage snaps. He allowed only 6 receptions on 20 targets, a 30% completion rate, and also only allowed 2 touchdowns. When we get into that's Jordan Hicks, my bad. When we get into his advanced stats from the draft guide, yeah, Jason, this shit was a lifesaver, bro. Let me tell you. Not as versatile, only 84 snaps in the slot, 468 deep, only 198 in the box. But the PFF grades, 89.2 overall grade and 768 snaps. Right here you have 43 tackles, 15 assists, only 6 missed tackles, 4 forced incompletions, 10 run stops, and yeah. So to me, not so much. He's more of the statistical. He's more of the eye test or the stats test. I feel that Jalen's what's up?
What up, media?
I feel that Jalen Hicks is more of the eye test. I just watched Jalen Hicks play football, and I'm like, you know what? I want him on my team, and not only do I want him on my team, I don't want to go against him. I don't want to see him on the Yams. I don't want to see him after whatever the Chiefs secondary did against our receivers in the Super Bowl. I don't want to see Jalen Hicks with them. I don't want to see Jalen Hicks on that secondary. And the thing I love most about these players is we'll of course see here in a few moments when we go over our draft, but they should be available around the second and third. So that's kind of what I'm liking it. That's kind of my sweet spot after we get our tackle and our guard. In the first 2 rounds, that's kind of depending on how the board falls. That's kind of where I'm liking secondary starting to get into these. I don't want to say lesser positions, but the lesser needs of direct needs of the team.
That's fair. All right, so shall we just go ahead and get with that draft?
Sure.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and pull the draft. This week we are going to do Pro Football Network's draft. Again, each one. So it's funny because me and Anshel did one on Friday, and we picked this. Was it the center from Penn State, Hunter Nozuard? I believe it was what it was in like the 6th round or something. He gave us an F. Like, how did we get an F? And then we did it on PFF next, and we got like a C- or like a B-. I'm like, how the hell does it jump so much? So, for all you guys that are doing the mock drafts and everything, make sure you kind of jump around to each different one because you're going to get different results with each one.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this one started.
All right, we're on 32. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah, we'll just skip
trades.
Ooh.
Cooper Dean.
Can you see it, or I need to make it a little bit bigger for you?
Yeah, I got it. I took it, bruh. Joe Morgan. Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I went first last time, so this is your pickup first.
Yeah. I got.
You even got Kingsley down here, Morgan. Man, this is a tough one because honestly, looking at this right here, personally, I'm grabbing Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, no,
but that's just me.
Scroll up. Who do we got that's still taken off the board? Who did everybody else pick? Graham Barton, Tyler, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Johnny Newton. That's actually somebody that I'm looking at for tackle. J.C. Latham, Troy Fumungu. He went 14. Josh McMahon.
Wog is going to be top. Oh, there he is right there.
Yeah, number 7. Joe Alt. Neighbors, Marvin,
consensus top 3.
All right. Yeah, let's go. Jordan Morgan. I would be so happy if the Niners could do this. When I text Jason about it, and I said all I needed to hear in the little bit of tackle study that I've done, just to kind of, in case we had a certain guest come on, all the tackle stuff I did. When I heard elite at the outside zone, I was like, "That's who we're targeting, bro." That's who we're targeting. Somebody elite at the outside zone. Shoot that shit.
So, with the 31st pick, we are taking from 49er Media's Arizona, Jordan Morgan. All right, so let's see what's coming up with our number 63 pick. Oh, there's someone I've really been crushing on lately, yeah. Max Melton.
Peyton Wilson, bruh. You've been saying a backer.
But Peyton Wilson is not the guy because of his injuries. And I know you did the whole thing on him when you broke him down. He does have so that's the one thing that backs me off of Peyton Wilson. But other than that, yeah, he's just everything he does.
But if we talk through this, ideally I would like 3rd or 4th, but he's not going to be there.
What's up, Ryan? How's it going, my dude?
What's cracking, Ryan? How you doing, baby?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I got to take my boy Max Melton. Cornerback Rutgers coming to the Niners. All right, now with the 94, Ooh. My boy's up there.
No, fuck you. I ain't taking shit. All right, so who did Peyton Wilson go to? I know he's not there. He can't be there still. If he's there still.
He went to the Panthers.
God damn it. Let me see. Pull up safety, bro. I was looking at DTD. Jalen Hicks, boom. You write it in. Write it in, baby. Write it in.
All right. So we're picking Jaden Hicks.
Woo-hoo! I love it.
All right, so let's look at what we go. So far, we went tackle, cornerback, safety.
I want to get us a guard.
Ryan, where you been, man? I haven't seen you do any shows. Like, none of your stuff pops up, man. Where you been, brother?
Everything all right?
I'm going to get together with Ryan a little bit later.
Yeah. Ryan, are you going live every day for the draft? Cam Hart?
Yeah, but we just picked up a corner. You know what? I really like the idea. Like, if we could bring Malik Washington, man. Let's see. Who else do we got?
Go at receiver. Theo Johnson.
My pick.
Jared. No, I was just looking to see who's there. Jared Wiley. Brendan Rice.
I would take Javon Baker over all those guys, to be honest with you. Zion's pretty badass too.
I haven't gotten into edges yet. I have a video, a couple videos to watch on defense here coming up soon.
You know, we're gonna go ahead and take Malik Washington, wide receiver, Virginia. Yeah, I might be not in live with you guys, but it depends. Well, let's just say right now, for the draft, first round, we're going to be completely live for Thursday night. Friday night, we'll be live the entire time. And then on Saturday, Niner Faithful Radio as a whole will be live the entire time. But we're going to break it up and go in shifts. So we haven't, we'll figure that out. Yeah, but like I said, so we will be live the entire draft in some way, shape, or form.
It's going to be a lot of fun for the boy.
All right, you're up, brother.
Okay, let me see.
So far we've gotten a tackle, a cornerback, a safety, and a wide receiver.
So what? We're at one. I've been working on a new format. Okay, nice. What round are we in?
132. So
Fourth. Go to guards.
Guards, all right.
Nobody I've heard of.
I like Isaiah. I'll say I like Isaiah Winter or Isaiah Adams. Zach Zinter is somebody that Anshel has turned me on to a little bit lately.
I'll go. I'm down to go get me a Harbaugh guard.
A Harbaugh guard?
Yeah. That without studying, guards and fourth round guards and everything like that. Yeah, I'm going to. Ooh, Cam Hart is still there?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Ooh. Bro,
so is Tanner Bortolini, but we could probably grab him later though.
Theo Johnson.
You know what? Screw it. If Cam Hart is still available at this time, if Demo and for some reason Ward are both not, man, it wouldn't be too bad to have a couple of guys like Max Melton and Cam Hart waiting in the wings.
Double dip at corner, bro. Double dip at corner. We're best player available at this point.
For the most part, yeah, we are.
We're best player available. Where we at? 176.
Eric All still on the board.
I haven't.
Isaac Gerardo.
Go to tight end.
Tight end. You want that guy?
Dalen Holker.
Yep.
Dalen Holker. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. I'm down to take that man at 176. Hell yeah. Give me somebody at 176 that's going to break into my facility so he can work harder.
Ooh. This is a hard one for me. Because I'm liking both the backer options here. So we got Maurice Leopao or Edufan Olafosio.
I'd go the first one. That's I've heard of. He's popped up in a few sleeper drafts, you know.
Maurice Leopao is going to be the guy that's going to be better in coverage. And with our, with Dre Greenlaw and how good he is in coverage, if we're going to replace probably the most important part of his game, it's going to be the coverage aspect of his game. We've got to go with the better coverage. Even though, man, Elafosio would be nice to have too. We're going to go with
coverage, bro. Coverage.
Right. Well, 4 picks later, who do you want?
You already know, bro. Give me running backs. Give me running backs. You already know. Give it to me. Give it to me. The only man that I would ever allow to wear 21 and a Niner uniform again. Give me Mr. Frank Gore Jr.
Yeah, you know how far down we have to go. All right.
Tyreek Owens is T.O.'s son.
All right. So let's see. So far, we've got a tackle, cornerback, safety, wide receiver, guard, inside, cornerback, tight end, linebacker. You know what?
We have not took one D lineman.
That's kind of what I'm looking at. What do we want for? Okay, no. What do we got for the edges?
Yeah, I just realized that this is not a realistic draft. We are not going this long without.
I know we are not the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, no, we are not the San Francisco 49ers if we wait this long to take a D lineman.
You know what? If Logan Lee, again, for those of you who don't watch any Iowa football, let's just say that the Iowa football offense only scores about 8 points a game. Their defense gives up like 6.
Really?
That defense was stupid. It's just that their offense was so bad that giving up like between 8 to 10 points a game, they couldn't win a game. You should not be losing games if your defense is giving up 10 points a game. So anybody that comes off of that defense is going to be damn good. So we're going to go ahead and take Logan Lee, defensive tackle from Iowa. All right. And there is mock draft number 531. We took probably guard or tackle, possibly guard, Jordan Morgan, depending on some people are down on him because his arm length isn't, what you necessarily want for a tackle, but you can push that. Then we took cornerback Max Melton. TJ's probably his biggest draft crush in the world. Safety out of Washington State. Then we were going to take Malik Washington, wide receiver from Virginia. Zach Zinter, guard, Michigan. Another quarterback, Cam Hart out of Notre Dame.
That might be the steal of the draft, getting Cam Hart at 135.
Especially 135, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good. Dalton Holker, tight end out of Colorado State. Maurice Leopao, Notre Dame. Frank Gore Jr. I still think this is going to be the only one of the familial connections that we actually pick up. Just
maybe
because
if T.O.'s son wants to come to us as an undrafted receiver. I saw him around our last 2 picks. I saw him still floating around, so he might have gone undrafted.
And then we picked up Logan Lee, defensive tackle from Iowa, to end out the draft.
Yeah.
That's all for the draft for this version.
I think that would be – look, that's not realistic. We're not – like, one of those picks is going to be a D lineman. Either Cam Hart or Max are going to be D linemen probably. But I would be so happy with that draft.
I'd be satisfied.
Basically to get 2, and I'm pretty sure once I start watching them, we'll see how I actually feel about Jordan Morgan. But to get 2 of my draft crushes, my biggest draft crush, and then my hey, I like his spunk draft crush.
I understand what Ryan's saying, but at the same time, if Brendan Rice wants to walk his own path, I have nothing for respect for him for choosing to do that. You know what I mean?
Look,
I get it 100%. You don't want to be your dad. I get it. And if that's his deal, like, hey, don't draft me because I don't want to go where my dad went and deal with all that. I got nothing but respect for him for making that decision.
It's like real spit. I've dug in more and watched more like interviews with him and everything like that. He didn't grow up with his dad. He never lived under the same roof with his dad.
Yeah.
So I feel kind of the same way about Frank Gore. I mean, Frank Gore Jr. seems to be more of the I have no problem being like my dad and everything like that. Like you said, Brandon seems to be the one that's like, I want to, like for sure, I want to carry up the Rice name. But even like, you know what? I'm going to say this. You know what kind of got my antennas perking up is I believe it was the dude who I forget it. Javi, the dude who does the podcaster, Javier.
Fuck, I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, he I believe he asked him the question of what was it like seeing you, photoshopped in the Niners jersey, and he didn't even mention it. He was just like, "Oh, it'd be awesome to be in a pro," da, 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 da. And right when I saw that, I'm like, he literally was basically at like that. That's what you would say. I would absolutely love to go there. My dad built a legacy there. I'd be honored to follow in his footsteps. That's when you say those type of things. And he clearly was avoiding saying those type of things.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, guess what? You know who didn't want to come here? You know whose family used to tease him saying he would grow up and play on the 49ers and he would get mad. He'd get into fights because he was a Cry Girl fan about it? Patrick Willis.
Yeah.
Patrick Willis did not want to come here. But guess what? He did. He fell in love with it. And Hall of Fame career later, I think that we didn't give two shits that fucking didn't want to come here. So at the end of the day, if he's the best player available, if he's available at the 5th or something ridiculous like that, you give a fuck if you want to be here, bro. If you really don't want to be here that damn, then fuck it. We don't need you.
Yeah.
But if it's at that point, it's kind of, is it malpractice to not take Brandon Rice at the 5th round? Like, especially if we haven't taken a receiver yet?
It depends on how the draft falls. But like I said, the only reason why I'm pretty confident about Frank Gore Jr. coming here is simply because his dad's on the staff. If his dad wasn't on the staff, I really wouldn't give it any credence at all. But, and I've said this before, it just gives that good vibes, that good PR. Hey, boy, it's dad. You're coming to the Niners, blah, blah, blah. So,
and we have to let him wear 21. We have to let him wear 21.
Yeah. So if it wasn't for that, I really wouldn't give it much thought at all. But since his dad is on part of the staff, I could definitely see him.
We're gonna have to have a poster like this, like father, like son.
Yeah. Hopefully, we can bring back those same uniforms too.
Ooh, those uniforms. We obviously didn't do a lot of winning, but secretly, those are my favorite uniforms. Those are my favorite uniforms, bro. Why do you think it's a lot of our NFR stuff red, gold, and black? Why do you think that? Maybe because that was a big, Yeah.
Well, I think that's everything for tonight, TJ.
Yeah. Great show.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for showing up. I wouldn't mind CMC's brother. But I see a lot of people who are pushing for us to get him just because of it, and I'm just like,
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you, bro. Does my thing still say? Okay, I was like, does this still say the birthday boy Niner faithful on it?
Speaking of, I still haven't sent your hat out yet.
Okay, yeah, because I was asking my girl about that the other day. I was like, babe, has Jason hat came? It's just
no. So last week the wife was sick, so I didn't end up sending it out. So because we spent the weekend But yeah, so and then I looked at it today. I'm like, fuck, I gotta send that hat out this weekend.
Hopefully, get it by the draft. That'd be dope.
Yeah, That'd be kind of cool. But then I'm gonna try and do it tomorrow, even though tomorrow's her birthday. So we'll see.
Yeah, I could look on that one. All right, bro. So I guess we'll be Tuesday. Are gonna be quarterbacks. We're not gonna dig too deep into it. Like, let's be real, we're not taking the quarterback. At least
I can see us drafting one like at the very end.
Yeah, late in the draft. But that's
I'm
not digging into
more than likely that's gonna be a quick show.
Yeah, very quick show. Or we're gonna spend a lot of time talking about something else.
Yeah, definitely. Because if we're not, it's kind of weird that it's the first time in how long we're not worried about a quarterback in the offseason.
Oh God, doesn't it feel like I was just thinking about that today? Like I was just like I don't know. It just feels. And you know what? Also, what's been very unique, because let's be real, we've had like Jimmy was our starter for a while. Like, it's not, you know, but it's no like bullshit rumors. There's no, oh, we're trading him. Oh, get rid of him. Oh, like for the first time in a long, long time, there's always going to be, people who go against the grain. But for the first time, script 6. Let's do it.
It's a win, isn't it, Steve-O?
I don't give a fuck what it takes. So this has been the first time in a while that the Empire, for the most part, I think is sold on our quarterback. I don't hear many people saying Brock ain't, at least the one for this year. Whatever about the future and what you pay him and everything like that. But But I think that everybody is pretty confident number 13 should be under center for the red and gold next year.
And we do have a quarterback battle coming. Josh Dobbs and Brandon Allen. But who cares? Kind of, you know what I mean? So okay. So,
let's be real.
That's where you want your quarterback battle.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. All right, brother. So I'll catch you on the flip side.
Indeed. Take care, brother. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. As usual, as you know, we got every Friday for our Niner Faithful Radio Weekend Review Show. Please like and share this, if you could, please. If you're not done watching football tonight, we have both John LaJoy, who is live over on his channel right now, and then we also got Brian Culp, who is live over on his channel. So pick a channel, go there, tell them we sent you, tell them this, tell everybody, say hi, how's it doing, what's going on. All that kind of stuff. So until Tuesday, everybody, Fa Efitai Telelava, one love, peace, love, and hair grease, everybody. Thank you.